Have you ever looked at someone else's life and suddenly felt like yours wasn't enough? Someone gets a new car and your old one starts to feel small. Someone gets promoted and your own progress feels useless. You were fine until you looked over. In a small, quiet village surrounded by green fields and slow rivers, life was simple. People woke early, worked the land, shared tea, slept under open skies. But even here, people had started to become unhappy. One man said his house was too small. Another said he wasn't rich enough. Young people compared their lives to strangers they'd never met online. Everyone wanted something bigger, something better, something more. But in the middle of that village lived an old woman named Zainab. She lived alone in a tiny mud house near a mango tree. Old walls, a broken chair, a few pots in the kitchen, simple clothes, a walking stick. And yet, she was always smiling. Every morning she thanked God for the sunlight. Every afternoon she shared bread with the birds. Every evening she sat by the river and watched the sun go down in peace. People in the village wondered quietly, how can someone with so little be so full? One day, a young man named Hamza came to visit her. Hamza was frustrated with life. He compared himself to successful people online every day. He always felt behind, always felt less. He walked into her small home, looked around slowly. "Grandmother, don't you ever feel sad living like this? You have almost nothing." Zainab smiled softly. She poured tea into 2 old cups. "Sit down first." Then she asked him gently, "If I gave you a palace today, would you stay happy forever?" Hamza laughed. "Of course not. After a while I would want something bigger." She nodded slowly. "And if you got your dream car tomorrow, would your mind finally stop wanting more?" Hamza went quiet. Zainab looked out the window and spoke softly. "That is the problem of this world. People believe happiness is waiting somewhere ahead of them, so they keep running and forget to look at what they are already holding." She turned to him. "Look at this tea. Some people cannot afford even this. Look at your healthy body. Some people are lying in hospitals, praying just to walk again. Look at your parents. Some people would give everything just to hear their mother's voice one more time." Hamza lowered his eyes. For the first time in years, he felt ashamed of his constant wanting. The next morning, a heavy storm hit the village. Strong winds, fallen trees, rainwater pouring through rooftops, people running, panicking, grabbing what they could. When it was over, the villagers slowly came outside, tired, upset, counting what they had lost. And then they saw something strange. Grandmother Zainab was sitting outside her half-collapsed house, smiling. Her roof had caved in, her small garden was destroyed, her chair was broken into pieces, and she was calmly feeding breadcrumbs to birds. One villager snapped, "How can you still smile? You just lost everything." Zainab replied gently, "The storm only took things. It did not take my heart. It did not take my faith. It did not take my peace." The village went silent. Then she said something no one forgot for the rest of their lives. "If your happiness depends on things, life will always control you, because things can disappear at any moment." Those words moved through the village like the wind. Hamza began to change. He stopped scrolling through other people's lives. He started spending evenings with his parents.
He helped neighbors rebuild after the storm, and for the first time in years, he slept without his chest feeling heavy. Months later, the village had recovered, but something inside the people had changed forever. They still worked hard, they still had dreams, but now they understood something they hadn't before. There is nothing wrong with wanting more. The real problem begins when you forget to value what you already have. One evening, Hamza sat beside Zainab by the river as the sun set slowly over the water. He smiled and said, "I used to think happiness would come after success." Zainab smiled. "No, my son, happiness comes first, then success feels meaningful." Years later, even after Zainab was gone, anytime someone forgot what they already had, people would simply say, "Remember Grandmother Zainab," and slowly peace would return. Now think about your own life. How many blessings are you walking past every day because you are too busy looking at what you don't have? The things you take for granted today may become the things you miss most tomorrow. Be ambitious, work hard, dream big, but do not become so focused on the destination that you forget to live the journey. Gratitude is not settling for less. Gratitude is seeing clearly what is already there. Because happiness was never waiting ahead of you. It was always here, in the tea, in the sunlight, in the quiet. You just have to stop long enough to notice. If this story touched something in you, share it with someone who needs to be reminded of what they already have. Subscribe for more stories that change the way we see life. Thank you for listening.